What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggle's TV Daily Rewind. This is where we go back and we can give you all of your tech news from the past 7 days in one single video. This week, we learned a lot about what's going on with pre-orders if you ordered from a carrier, Galaxy S22 stuff that we didn't previously know, and so much more, including new foldable devices that are going to potentially come out. And it was a great week. It was a really interesting week, to say the least. So enjoy this week's tech news, and we'll see you in the next one. This story, which is absolutely ridiculous. Look how big. I haven't really been watching anyone's videos of the S22 or the Tab S8. I just haven't. I choose not to because I want my own fresh impression of it generally. But this came up in my feed about how gigantic the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra is. And this is next to an iPad 11 Pro. So, that's a kind of a small tablet when you think of it, but it looks massive. Tab S8 Ultra looks absolutely dinosaur huge like. And then look at this too. This is next. Both of these photos are from Canupsi, who's a YouTuber, a great YouTuber. So check his videos out. I'll link it down below this specific video. But look how big this freaking tablet is next to his head. It's like almost the same size of his body. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. I pre-ordered that tablet. I'm definitely more excited about that than the S22 Ultra. And I cannot wait to try this tablet out. I'm hoping I'm not like, ooh, this is way too big and uncomfortable. Because I did feel like that on last year's Tab 7 Plus. It felt too big. I didn't like the keyboard case. I'm hoping both of those things have changed, even though this is a bigger tablet. If they give me a really good, solid keyboard case, I think I'll be pretty happy with it overall. But what do you guys think? You think this is too big or not big enough? Next up is the story you probably are dying to know. If you bought your phone from a carrier such as Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, if you bought it directly through the carrier, I'm not talking about if you bought it through Samsung or Best Buy. If you bought it directly at the carrier, it looks like you potentially are probably not going to get the pre-order gifts that the people from Samsung are getting if you bought it directly through Samsung. Now, this came to light because Jeff Springer, also a YouTuber, and we're doing that big giveaway right now until February 28th, which if you want to do the giveaway, it's linked down below. I highly suggest that you check it out because you can win an S22 Ultra. But ultimately, he's saying this. So he said, so if I understand correctly, the only way to get the $200 S22 Ultra pre-order credit is to go through Samsung. In the past, you got it even if you pre-ordered with a carrier. It just wasn't instant. It appears to no longer be the case, which is a substantial change. I asked him where he heard this, and he said no carrier is advertising the $200 credit. And he said he asked carriers, PR people, and none of them have denied his claim. And some others have told him that they were also told the same thing, not confirmed, but most likely. And I myself looked on Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T's website, and I don't notice anything about it either. The only thing they say is you can double up your storage basically for the same price. You can get the 256 for the same price as the 128. And that's really all you're getting. I did notice that Best Buy, if you get it through Best Buy, they're not doing the Samsung gifts like they did in the past. They're just giving you, which is great, a $200 Best Buy gift card. So it looks like, again, if you bought this phone directly at the carrier, you will not be getting the Samsung gifts like you did in the past. I know I had been answering some questions from some people saying, hey, how do I get my free gifts because I bought it through the carrier? It's looking like you're not going to get the free gifts. I don't know whether way to say it or to be kind about it because it sucks, to be honest with you. It sucks that if you bought it through the carrier, you don't get the same kind of, gifts or whatever that you do from directly through Samsung. So I think this might be a point now where Samsung, if you're going to get this phone, you might want to, especially Samsung phones, you might want to buy them directly through Samsung from here on out if that's the case. Because getting the free gifts, but paying the same amount, it's better to get the free gifts. Why wouldn't you want those free gifts? Let's get some housekeeping out of the way if you're looking to take advantage of the pre-order gifts and also get some really good trade-in offers and get a great deal on a phone. Samsung has back in stock their Galaxy Tab S8 line of tablets. So you can get the S8, S8 Plus, S8 Ultra. Doesn't look like it'll arrive until April, unfortunately. But again, if you want to get trading credits, credits towards the store, free gifts, whatever you're gonna get, you can do that right now. So those links are down below to take advantage of that and get the free keyboard cover with the Galaxy Tab S8, S8 Plus, or S8 Ultra. Also, on the S22 side, they're all in, well, I wouldn't say in stock, but pre-order in stock. But again, those won't be shipping till April as well if you're trying to get those 1 terabyte versions, which again, are back in stock. Everything's linked down below to take advantage of. Next up is about the Galaxy Z Flip 4. What can we expect in terms of display sizes for that phone? Well, here's Joshua Swingle putting out a tweet coming from, he's getting some information from the Elec, saying that the report mentions details about Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 4. Specifically, it'll retain the 6.7-inch foldable display and feature a 1.9-inch cover display, which is up from 1.83 inches. And one more thing, Samsung has no plans for a new Note phone this year. So the Note phone, obviously, that's not a surprise, especially with the S22 Ultra being a Note replacement. But the big takeaway from this little article is that the Z Flip 4 looks like it's probably going to retain not only the same aspect ratio on the phone, as well as the same size and everything else. The big difference is that outside display, when it's closed up, that display will be slightly larger. But again, I think it's going to end up looking exactly the same as it has the past couple of years. As you know, the Pixel Fold / Pixel Notepad, whatever they end up calling it, is a phone that I'm very excited for. Could be the phone that gets me off the Galaxy Fold line and gets me into that lane. But still, what are we going to expect? And when is it going to come out? And is it going to come out? Well, we have some great news, and this is coming from Ross Young saying it's back. Looks like Google's foldable Pixel will start panel production in Q3 of 2022 and launch in Q4 of 2022. Now, a couple of news and notes on this. What can you expect in terms of refresh rate? Somebody asked that, and he went on to say that it's going to be 120 hertz. Of course, I'm assuming he means on the cover display and on the inside display. Someone also asked him, what about release date? And he said probably October. So when you're thinking Q4, you know, Q4 is October, November, December. So you can expect this to come out in probably October, probably with the launch, I guess, of the regular Pixel phone as well. It would launch just after the Z Fold 4. And then to add on to that, we have some more information about the Pixel Fold, and that is the sizes of this. So the main display should be about 7.6 inches, which would be the same as what we thought last year, but the likely display of the cover display is going to be wider and has shrunk to below 6 inches. So that Pixel Fold should have a different aspect ratio, and this is what we've heard, than something like the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So you're going to see a wider display on the front, which I absolutely love. But then when you open it up, the display on this, you know, inside the main folding display should be the same size as the Galaxy, actually slightly bigger than the Z Fold 3. So very interesting stuff, very cool stuff. I am so waiting for this phone. I'm really hoping they knock it out of the park. And then probably what you guys have come here for is news about the Galaxy Z Fold 4. And I think you're going to be pretty blown away by everything that this is going to have. So let's just dive right into it. First of all, Ross Young is reporting that the Z Fold 4 is going to have a 7.56-inch main display, which is up from 7.55-inch display on the Fold 3. So that's kind of good, I guess. Cover display goes from 6.23 inches on the Fold 3 down to 6.19 inches on the Fold 4. So a little disappointing on the display, seemingly the same as the Z Fold 3, at least in my eyes. It's a little down, depressing, I guess. And then to add on to that, what you're also looking at is some big stuff here. Joshua Swingle pulled this from the Elec's website, which is a Korean news site, saying that the Z Fold 4 will include a built-in S Pen to be pitched as the device's main selling point. And then obviously, like I mentioned, the display size is there as well. So some big stuff coming for the Z Fold 4. But ultimately, like I've said in the past about the Z Fold 4, what I expect anyway, one of those things is I expect it to be very similar in design, in looks, to the Z Fold 3. And it's sounding like that's what's going to happen, because those display sizes are basically the same for the most part. And then you're probably looking at, again, you'll get updated cameras. You get the S22 cameras. Obviously, the S Pen will probably have ultra low latency and be built, and it's supposed to be built right into the phone, which is a good thing, obviously, added on to that. But beyond those two things, I think you're looking at a lot of the same in terms of look and feel for the phone. The first story of the day is about the Galaxy S22 Ultra charging speeds. Now, as you know, it is compatible with a 45-watt charger from Samsung. We've heard relatively good things about the 45-watt charging for the most part. And I will say that it is faster than the 25-watt charger. But you know what? At least in this newest test, not by much. Now, this test was completed by sammobile.com, and they wrote an article about this, and again, it's not very impressive. So to start off, they hit the 20-minute mark, and the S22 Ultra was charged to 45% with the 45-watt charger and 39% with the 25-watt charger. Okay, great, not too bad. 20 minutes, you're getting 6% more. After half an hour, the difference with the two chargers was merely 7%, meaning that the 45-watt charger was a little bit faster. And then from 0 to 100, the charging time difference was only 4 minutes faster with the 45-watt charger. And you gotta think to yourself, if I already have one of these 25-watt chargers, maybe I'll just stick with that, because seemingly there's not a big difference at all, at least in their test. I've seen other tests where it's been 10 or 15 minute differences, or at least information that was leaked out, that's what it was. So it begs the question, at the end of the day, if I have to buy a charger, maybe I'll just save a little bit of money and get the 25-watt one. Or if I'm not gonna buy a charger, but I know I can buy the 45-watt charger, maybe I'll bypass it. 4 minutes really isn't a big deal from 0 to 100. And even if it was, maybe if you're only charging 20 minutes or 30 minutes, a 4 to 7%, the 6 to 7% difference really, again, isn't that big a deal. Is it $50 more big a deal? Probably not. And I'll be curious to try this on my own, but from this test, it's not very impressive. It is faster, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Next up is about the Galaxy Z Fold 4 phone. Yesterday we talked about the S Pen being built into the phone. We also talked about the display sizes on this being about 7.56 inches on this display, and then on the outside display you're looking at 6.19 inches, which is a little bit smaller than the 6.23 inches. Now, I want to talk about two things about this. First of all, battery size, and also the display on the outside. So having a smaller display, 6.19 inches, there's rumors that because it's smaller, it's actually going to be wider. Now, how much wider is it going to be? I can't imagine it's going to be all that much wider if it's that much smaller. I mean, we'll wait and see, and I hope it is much wider. It's obviously not going to be as tall, but if it's substantially wider, I think I'll be much happier. But I don't think it's going to be that much wider. I think it'll be a little bit wider, seemingly from what the rumors are saying with the new phone for the Galaxy Z Fold 4. The other part of this is, since there is S Pen integration on the Z Fold 4, the rumors, or what Ice Universe is saying, is that the battery is going to be smaller. And I have to admit, the battery life is already horrendous with the Z Fold 3. So check this tweet out from Ice Universe, who goes on to say that the built-in S Pen will make the Fold 4's battery only 4,000 milliamps. Is this what you want to see? And no, it's not what I want to see. I want better battery life. And I mean, theoretically, you potentially could get better battery life with a smaller battery if you had like amazing optimization in a phone. You look at something like an iPhone, which doesn't have as big a battery as some other phones, and sometimes they get even better battery life than phones with much bigger batteries. But apples to apples on Android, especially on the Samsung side, if you get a smaller battery, you usually get worse battery life. And I am not looking forward to this potentially happening. If it's really going to have a 4,000 milliamp battery, I'd rather not have the S Pen. And then, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want the S Pen anyway, because I probably won't even use it. I would want it more so because you guys want it, or a lot of you guys want it, and that's the real true reason. But it begs the question, guys. First story is about Meta, a new Meta watch. If you don't know what Meta is aka Facebook. They're coming out potentially with some new hardware, and this is what it looks like. It's absolutely, I think it's kind of cool. A Meta Band watch with camera, guys. And it looks like a phone that's been cut in half and stuck on your wrist. But some cool features about this is that it features an integrated camera so that you could do photos, you could do videos, and you could do video calls, which is going to be absolutely cool too as well. Detachable display, so you can pull this display off of the quote-unquote watch and use it however you wish. You could hold it, hang it, rip it, wrist it, whatever you want. The blue strap is inspired by a logo of Meta Platforms, and the concept is based on a patent that's been released. So potentially will look like this, and there's potentially a lot of orientations to use it. Like I said, you could hold it, you could just take it off the display off and use it almost as like a little phone. But I'm excited about this. I think this could potentially be, I think it will start off as probably a secondary device that you would have, that you would as a wristwatch or something that you carry around. I assume it's going to have LTE or 5G built into it, so you can do video calls off of your phone, so when your phone's not connected to it and such. I can see this being big with kids too, young teens, young kids as well. You know, your kid wears this around their neck, they're ready to wear it around their wrist. You can communicate with them really easily. It's a fun type device. I'm quite interested in this. What do you guys think? And I know some of you are gonna be like, look, Facebook privacy and this and that, but I don't know, this looks really cool. I'm totally into this. What do you guys, do you think this is gonna be a cool product or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up is there's people getting delivery dates for their Galaxy S22 devices and Galaxy Tab S8 devices. First of all, let me talk about myself, because I'm doing the video, so why not? So me myself, when I go onto the FedEx website and I go to advanced tracking with the login that I created, I can see that there are 2 devices coming to me. They're gonna be arriving on February 22nd, and they weigh 2 pounds and 5 pounds. Obviously the 5-pound one will be the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. The Tab and the S22 Ultra will be the 2-pound one. And I can see that, obviously, so that's all fine and dandy for me. I know some of you, I know people from AT&T are starting to get tracking numbers. I know people internationally are starting to get tracking numbers as well. So this is starting to roll now, guys. I would predict today, tomorrow, and the next day, almost, not everybody, but a lot of people are gonna be reaching out to me via social media and saying, Greg, I have a tracking number. I'm so excited. It's gonna happen. It's the way it works. Definitely by Friday, because people are they're gonna have to ship them out, and they're doing a lot of 2-day shipping to save cost, obviously. Sometimes they'll do overnight shipping, but it's happening, guys. The ball's starting to roll. You're gonna get your tracking number very, very soon, within the next, actually today's Thursday. You're gonna get it tomorrow. I'm thinking today's Wednesday. So you're actually gonna get it today and tomorrow for sure, without a doubt. For people that are definitely gonna get it on time, especially from the carriers, straight from Samsung. Best Buy usually does it, you'll probably get it towards the end of the week. If you get it on time at all, Best Buy is usually late a lot of the time with their pre-orders. But first story of the day has to do with the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the 65-watt charger that you can buy with the phone. Some of you guys have been asking me about the 65-watt charger from Samsung that they sell. Does it charge your phone faster than the 25 or the 45 watt? Should I buy it? And I think this little test from Ice Universe will kind of give you that definitive answer. So here it is. So he used, as you can see, the 65-watt charger from his tweet, saying that Samsung's official 65-watt charger, TA865, to charge S22 Ultra. The results are not different from those you see. It still takes 1 hour to charge. And then just going through a little timeline here, at 10 minutes, he had 26%. At 30 minutes, he had 65%. At 50 minutes, he had 92%, and then at a little over an hour, he had 100%. So, you know, is it bad to get? No. You know, you could use it for the future, I guess, but ultimately right now, the phone's obviously not gonna take advantage of full 65-watt charging. So you're probably okay with either the 25 or the 45, and then honestly, probably just fine with the 25 watt, because there's not a huge difference seemingly from what we've been seeing lately between the 45 and the 25 watt. Next up is all about the shipments for the Galaxy S22 series of phones. I've gotten more emails just like I expected, or not emails, social media interactions with you guys, showing me and telling me that your phones have shipped. I know here in America, we're getting T-Mobile. actual delivery shipment dates. I'm not just saying like they looked on the FedEx website. They're literally getting emails from T-Mobile saying that they have a delivery out and it's going to be delivered either the 21st or the 22nd. Same thing with Verizon people and AT&T and Samsung. I know myself, I got my emails for my Tab S8 Ultra and my S22 Ultra saying that they're going to be delivered on the 22nd, and those emails came directly from Samsung. So I'm good. Or you know, my emails are in. So you should be at this point actually not having to, you know, search for your delivery dates through these websites. They should be coming to you at this point via emails from Samsung or emails directly from FedEx or UPS saying that you have deliveries coming and that they're on their way and that they'll be delivered on a certain date. And it should be for basically everybody. I know some international people might already have their phones. I saw someone in the comment section, I don't know if he was trolling, but someone from France said his phone got delivered last week or something like that. And then other people throughout the world, the Middle East and all these other places as well, saying that their phones are out for delivery. So this is great news. We should have our phones, maybe not, I know someone said they're gonna get their phone on Sunday. I'd be surprised it's gonna get delivered on a Sunday, but definitely by Monday and Tuesday of this coming week, people will have the phone in their hand. So fantastic job, everybody, with that. And that is, again, the delay of the Galaxy S22, the shipment delay. You might have received an email, something like this, from, especially here in the US, and it's probably only the US, but ultimately, it's a good story to talk about because you got an email and probably scared the living daylights out of you saying delivery delay for your Samsung order, and it gives you your order number. And then when you go into the email, it says it's still on the way. Your expected delivery date has changed. And then it goes into, you know, it's saying that it's delayed because of a later delivery date that was requested, which sounds like Samsung did this. Your action is required from you at this time. No action is delivered from you this time. We will deliver this new date. We are sorry for the delay and any inconvenience it caused. You can track shipments on the My Orders page to keep up to date. We will send another update if anything changes with your order. And they show what you got and stuff like that. But ultimately, when I go to the tracking page, you know what? It's not really delayed. It shows scheduled delivery February 22nd. That's what I've been expecting the whole time. When I showed you guys how to go into FedEx, onto advanced tracking, this is what it showed. So there's really nothing new with that. The big difference is they actually did ship it a little bit earlier. When I look at the tracking progress, don't get lost with that February 11th date. That was just the label being created, but ultimately it went on February 18th. So if it did that and they did 2-day shipping, they do Saturday shipping, so it could have been delivered on Monday. I don't know why they're holding back. Like, what's the big deal? Like, why can't I have the phone a day earlier? Kind of lame. Some people's might not have gotten delayed at all here in America. Mine did, in terms of like what it physically could have been, but I was always expecting February 22nd, and you guys were probably expecting the same date as well when you looked at the advanced tracking. But ultimately, they did hold, Samsung is making FedEx hold it back at least one day. First one is about Android or One UI 4.1, which is on the Galaxy S22 phones. And there's something really cool that you can do with it. Now, there's RAM Plus, as you know. RAM Plus is on a lot of the Galaxy phones right now, and it allows you to add up to 4 gigabytes of memory. The way you do that, and it's gonna be the same as what I'm about to tell you in a moment, swipe down from the top, go into settings, go to the bottom, go into the battery and device care, and then let that think for a second, go into memory, and then you can come in here and you can play with your RAM Plus. I currently have it turned on. I can use up to 4 gigabytes, but with Android or One UI 4.1, you can do something double as good as that. Check this out. This is coming from the folks over at Android Trends, and you can see from the headline, Samsung One UI 4.1 RAM Plus with 2, 4, 6, or 8 gigabytes of RAM per choice. Now this is virtual RAM, which isn't the same as regular RAM, but it'll still allow you to keep more apps open and give you better performance overall. And ultimately, you can see right here, here's a little screenshot. Once you go into those settings that I just walked you through, you can choose how much internal storage to use as virtual memory to improve app performance. 2, 4, 6, or 8. So you can use almost double the amount that you can now. So for instance, if you do get a Galaxy S22 Ultra, you can have up to 20 gigs of memory or RAM Again, it's not the same as the real 12 gigs they have on there already, but still, it's better than not having it. And then if you get one of the S22s or the S22 Pluses, which max out at 8 gigs of RAM, you can have up to 16 gigs of RAM on there by using some of that internal storage and giving you some memory in return. So this is great news. And if you want to take advantage of this, you can right when your Galaxy S22, 22 Plus, or 22 Ultra arrives. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is the trade-in program. A lot of you people are taking advantage of the Samsung trade-in program. And I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through it the way it will work. It's very simple to follow. What will happen is you're going to get an email from Samsung, and this is only if you selected that you're going to do a trade-in when you pre-ordered your phone, but ultimately this is what the email will look like. It says trade-in program welcome guide, and then you're going to see that we hope you're enjoying your new whatever the phone is, and it says please send your trade-in device, whatever the trade-in phone is, by that day. If you don't, then you're not going to get your credits. It says using the shipping label you can download below to keep the $700 trade-in credit you just received with your order. And then we look at the actual screenshot that they did in the attachment. You'll get one sheet. Now the top half is the shipping label, which I have all blurred out, but you'll attach that to a box and put your phone in it. But then down below it says to accurately track and process your trade-in, please put this portion of the page inside and return your package. So the top half will go on the outside, this bottom half will go inside, and it gives on the answers to what you did with your device. And then it says you will ensure the device is not blacklisted, visit Samsung trade-in, blah, 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 blah. And then it gives you the tracking ID and order ID. Don't forget to take a picture of your tracking number on the top half of the page. The other thing you want to do is make sure you completely factory reset the phone. So what you got to do is, I'll just break it down real quick, factory reset your phone after it's set up on the new one. Once it's done being factory reset, put it in the box or any box that you get. I'd probably just use the same box Samsung gave me with the new order. Package it up nicely so it doesn't break up, put some padding in there and stuff like that. Cut the bottom half of that page I showed you earlier, put that inside the box, put the packing label on the outside, tape it all up, drop it off at your local FedEx or UPS, whatever you have for there, and then you should be good to go, and it'll go out. And just, again, make sure you keep track of that tracking number on the outside of the box that you put there, so you don't lose it and you can track it yourself. And that's how the whole thing goes with the trade-in for your phone, as long as you did a trade-in when you ordered the phone. Guys, your question of the day is, did you decide to trade in your phone, or are you going to sell it somewhere else, or are you going to keep it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to trade my phone into Samsung. It's pretty easy to deal with them. I know some people have some issues with them where like Samsung will say something's broken on the phone even though nothing is, or something like that, but I haven't had any issues thus far, so knock on wood with that. But let me know about you guys if you're going to do that or not. And then also, with that said, we're getting into the Q&A portion of the video, and drop that. First question, Raul M. Have you heard if the Tab S8 Ultra will be cellular unlocked for any carrier? I haven't heard that it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. It would be kind of weird if it's not, but at the same time, I haven't heard that it will be. Romel Pradhan says, as a question, will Samsung launch a new Note? I don't think so. I don't know why they would. It would make absolutely zero sense, especially when the S22 Ultra is a Note phone. It would just be bonkers. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it's going to happen. I wouldn't believe anything that you've probably heard, and I haven't even heard anything anyway, so no, I'm going to say no to that. Cali Boy Kev says, question is the S21 Ultra, is it going to have the same software as the S22 Ultra and future? I would think so. They usually get a lot of the same features. I don't think you'll be missing too much, so I would guess within the next couple of months you'll get an update, and it'll be very, very similar to the S22 Ultra. All right, guys, there you go. That was your questions for today. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below with the word question. Get ready, guys. We are days away from getting our phones, so hopefully, if you haven't received it already, you'll get it either Monday or Tuesday. With that said, we'll see you down the road, and thank you so much for subscribing.